Good day, everyone. How are you today? I hope you are blessed in all that you have done, all that you're doing, and all that you're here to do. You're welcome to my live stream and to my channel, God's Glory TV. If this is the first time you're hearing or stopping by this channel, I hope you enjoy what you see. Thank you for joining me today. So about last week, I think there was this news about the GO of ROCCG asking his son to get rid of the secretary. And I read, and by the way, this is from Linda Ikeji's blog. And I read, he said, one of my sons once told me that he was always excited to resume in the office every Monday because he would get to see his secretary again. Now, Pastor Adeboye said, I told him to fire her immediately. Nothing and no one is worth your marriage. Now he went on to say, what is a married woman doing on the phone with another married man for countless minutes? Why would a married man be spending so much time with another man's wife? Why would you prefer to discuss intimate issues with, why would you prefer to discuss intimate issues with your friend of opposite sex instead of your God-fearing spouse? Well, I'll stop here first. First of all, when I saw this, I was laughing because he is a man of God. He preaches the word. He has seen things, He has seen things that goes around in the world today. So I think he advising this person, there might be some other stuff that the person must have told him, the GO, that made the GO to advise him this way. And besides, I think it's not a bad advice, I must say, because today the world is stories come out every day. Every time different people come out with abuse or one thing or the other about pastors. And first of all, let me tell you, I think they are more fragile than women. It takes a strong man not to fall into the temptation of sexual immorality. Now I will continue reading. Sorry for stopping. He said, or you may say I am not doing anything with the fellow. We are just friends. That is exactly where it starts from. The devil knows you are a Christian and will not fail, and will not fall for someone just like that. So, Pastor Adeboye continued. He says, so he makes you become a good friend with the fellow, and before you know it, you would have fallen. May you not fall for any strategy of the devil in the mighty name of Jesus. If you have any friend that you talk to more than your spouse, break that friendship now. Now I'll stop here. Let me just break it down here. What he said, what he has just what he wrote here is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I'm telling you, because it doesn't make sense that a total stranger will have a better conversation than his own spouse. It doesn't make any sense, I tell you. And now he quotes something that I've seen before in Proverbs chapter 5. I mean, come on. If you have time, go and read Proverbs chapter 5. It literally puts down the mistakes that men do, how they fall into temptations without even knowing they are I don't know if they know they are falling into temptation, but This Proverb chapter 5 made me to know that men ought to flee away from every format and every form of temptation. You don't go close to a red oil, and even if people splash it and you're telling yourself because you did not put your hand, therefore you will not be stained. Don't forget that because people are splashing it, it might come upon you. Now he says something in the Proverb chapter 5. He said, "Let thy fountain be blessed and rejoice with the wife of thy youth." Now this is not a bad thing. I don't know why people attack him. I really don't know, but it's like the world, we wait for people to say things. If it doesn't go with the way we want, we'll jump into attacking. And I think that's where if you don't go with what they want to hear, or if you don't say what they want to hear, they will come up with attacking. Now, what the Geo is trying to explain here is that be careful, men, be careful, women. Now, let's not forget about the issue of Fato Yibo and Busola. It all started with close friendship, in having to Busola being too close with this man, and he took advantage. I believe many of us know about that story. Now, moving on, he continued and he said they no longer communicate as they used to. When they talk, it is only serious issues about the children and other family needs, instead of talking and gisting about just anything as they used to in the early days of their marriages. He continued to say, these days, I bet he's referring to married people. He said, these days, they no longer go out to have fun. This is really good. This is a good one. He said they no longer go out to have fun. You know, most of the time, men close from work and just to eat and to sleep. This is common in Nigeria. And he continued, he said, if there is no distance between yourself and your spouse, no crush can come between you. Yeah. And he continued, he said, no one should be closer to you or know more about you than your spouse. Very good, a very good one. Now come and see world people. People attacked, people came for him. First of all, this is a man who has been married a long time ago. Nobody should forget about that. He's a father and he is a grandfather. This is a man who has seen it all. Is it not the Bible that said that Jesus said, if it's your left hand that will make you sin, cut it off. First of all, we don't know if this person he told is his biological son or not. All we just heard was that he said it to somebody, and everybody went Google Gaga, and the text Twitter was running scattered. Now somebody called in, one person replied, say, wait sir, you told your son to fire somebody and take their source of income away from them, not because of a wrong they did, but because your son who cannot keep his feelings in check. Is this just? Is this what Jesus would do? This is very unfair. It's cruel. It's a cruel decision. Yeah. You know, this life, and you cannot please everybody. People will always have one thing or the other to say about your actions. If you don't talk, they'll say you did not talk. Now, the man has given, and some people will either learn from this, but some may remain adamant, acting like it doesn't concern them. But what he has said here, this advice is not a bad one. It's Jesus that said that if it is your left eye that will make you sin, cut it off. Now, this person, they said it's from clapping you start dancing. You could be dancing, and the next thing you could just be shaking your head. The next thing you're moving your body, and you're dancing. Now, some other people that also attacked him, that also replied to the tweet was, some other person. It said, Pastor, what part of employment law is this? Will this hold in an employment tribunal, in a place where there are laws your son will be paying out loads. Finally, why should an innocent woman lose their job because your son couldn't control himself? Well, for this one now, this reply doesn't make any sense, because if the woman knew he's married and the woman is also married, it will be a different thing if the woman's husband is aware of their kind of conversation, and if the man's wife is aware of their kind of conversation, then this person's reply will make sense. This person's reply doesn't make any sense right now, because they just went on about feelings, talking rubbish. This reply is a rubbish one. Now, moving on to the same person, said the secretary is someone's loved one too, someone's daughter. My God, these are people. I think I will stop here, because in this life, every day we see problem, we see temptations of all kind of different patterns. You that might be listening to me, I will advise that we don't just follow any wind that blows. Different wind blow every day. You don't need to blow with them. Some people jumped into this bandwagon, or this banana wagon, and started writing just because it was the GO of Redeem. Some of them might not even have any reason. They just wrote just because they want to appear on this thing. If they had thought of sitting down to make this comment, or thought of, why am I writing this thing? What this man has said, is it wrong or right? I think some of them would have written some stupid things that they did here. Now, I think some of them are thinking it's the man's maybe it's one of his sons. You know how they have Godson and Godfather, or father in the Lord. I think might be one of those people outside. It might not even be one of his biological children. So I just thought I should say this out. If there is anyone that is going through such thing, you talking a lot with someone who is not your spouse, going intimately. I mean, come on. He said, the son said that he's excited to go to work on Monday because he will see his secretary. Oh, come on. This, whoever the son may be, has his own problem also. And the best advice that was given to him from the GO, nobody will give it to him except the GO, because he might not listen to any other person. Before you know, we'll hear another breaking news about a pastor who might have committed adultery again. This is how it starts. So I thought I should throw this out there, and you can check on it. It's from Linda Ikeji's blog. The story, although it's everywhere, but I got this one from Linda Ikeji's blog. May Lord bless and keep us. May He direct and order our steps in all that we do. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen.